Today is May 18th, I believe.
That's right.
And yeah, 48 weeks, almost a calendar year of doing this walking. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. It's interesting. Definitely, like, people, I feel like all along people have been asking, like, oh, are you gonna be sad when it's over? Like, even I think on like the week 6, I think someone asked me, are you gonna be sad when it's over? And I was like, I don't know. That's like more like almost the whole year still. I don't know. And I guess I still don't know. Because there's something about this that, like, I think most people can probably relate to the feeling of going on a vacation, going on like a 10-day vacation, let's say, and the first like 3 days you're just feeling like you have so much time and like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be in this place forever. And then by week 5 or day 5 or 6, you're like, uh-oh, I'm like going over the hump. And then by day 9 and 10, it's just, this is ending, now I have to go home. But it's not, I don't know if it's like that for this, because this has just been something that we've been doing on top of our, kind of on top of our lives. Obviously, we've adjusted a lot.
Yeah.
But we're still in our apartment most of the time, aside from when we were in Staten Island in the Bronx. But even then, we were still coming into our apartment a couple days a week. And we've gotten, I'll speak for myself, I guess. I know the same is true about you, Mike, though. But I've gotten used to the physicality of it.
Yeah.
But I'm also tired every day. Like, at the end of the day, I'm happy to be home. And there are still a lot of days where I don't really want to walk a marathon. Like, it's rare that I don't want to walk the marathon and then I'm grumpy all day about it, because it's something we're doing and we've agreed to do, and it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
But there are definitely days where I'm like, oh man, okay, this is a lot. Like, I don't really feel like this is what I want to be doing today. It would be different if we had taken this whole year to like just wake up and do whatever we feel like in the morning, you know, but we've taken this year to do a really specific thing. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it feels when we're through. I guess the other thing, though, is that if I feel like I miss any element of this, like, then I can just go do it. Like, it's all still here. If there's a place that we saw that I feel like I want to see again, I'll just go to it.
Right.
We can always get up and walk as much as we want.
Yeah.
As long as we make the time to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that I will miss doing it, which is not a disparagement on the project. I'm very pleased with how things are going, and I look forward to completing the project. But I think part of the way in which it was conceived was to be something that was inherently an accomplishment.
Right.
To be something that you could say you walked 7,000 miles around New York City, 260 marathons, all the neighborhoods, all the boroughs.
Right.
And so to turn it into an indefinite thing removes it from accomplishment. I think accomplishment involves a finality of some kind, even if it means that you were doing something indefinitely and then you pass away. That's a form of accomplishment too. But
Sure.
I'm not sure if there's anything that is an accomplishment that is just ongoing. Of course, there's plenty of things that are worthy of doing indefinitely.
Sure.
But as far as striving for specifically an accomplishment, I'm looking forward to being able to feel good about myself for doing something like this.
Yeah. Well, and
setting out a goal, you know. and achieving it.
Definitely. And I think there's elements of this project that I would like to take with me into my life post 2020 into 2021 year,
Yeah.
such as the feeling of pushing through and doing, just putting out a task and accomplishing it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty simple. And also, I guess it's pretty simple. Like, I would still like to continue walking in some capacity.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still New Yorkers, so at the very least, we're still going to be walking just to get around a lot. But I still would like to do some valued walking,
Yeah.
And I think I have two more things. I think right now.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the sense of exploration. I
Yeah.
really liked how in this year I've gone from the New Yorker that just kind of like whips by stuff on my way somewhere and maybe sees something weird or interesting or cool looking or, aesthetically pleasing out of the corner of my eye, but is like either jaded or busy or, I don't know, trying to prove something. Like that's, and so you just ignore it. Like I feel like I would do that a lot before this project. And it's been so nice to just take the extra minute to be like, that looks cool. I'm gonna take a picture of that, or I'm gonna like look closer, or I'm gonna see if there's a signature and find out who that person is. And linked to that, I think reaching out to people that are doing cool things and telling them,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of vulnerable, and it's a little awkward sometimes because we've done this a bunch now, and I've gotten on the phone with people that I like what they're doing, and I don't really know what we're going to talk about like before we get on, and I'll just ask them questions and try to consider, whether or not it sounds like I'm bothering them or wasting their time. But I think just like adding a little bit of a innocence or like enjoyment of exploring has been really nice to just add to every day.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know, we're living in a really cool place.
Yeah. I think one last thing on this for me is that I've realized pretty recently that now that we've gone so far into this, I feel like I'm less aware of what we're doing than I've ever been. I think when it first started, I had a strong idea, and whether or not I've lost the idea or just it has evolved beyond my conception, which I think it's the second thing. I'm not. It's beyond me. It's the totality of it currently escapes me, and I might be able to come up with some insight on a random day that might sound clever and might also be a partial answer, but it's not the whole thing, I think, anymore, and I'm actually happy with that, not frustrated by it. And I think part of the reason why I'm looking forward to it concluding is because I think there needs to be this period of significant decompression where we can think about everything that we've experienced and start drawing some conclusions and some summation.
Yeah,
And
go on, sorry.
These podcasts have been really helpful, and I think they'll be kind of the conclusions drawn in the immediate moment, and I plan on going back and referring to them. But there's just also all this other stuff that I think witnessing ourselves from this year, we'll be able to learn things about ourselves post this project.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think
as we take a look at
There's
this.
another one of these burned
Burned
cars.
down
And yeah,
hunk.
I think we are coming upon where a lot of the trees are burned too.
Yeah.
I think in relation to what you said about, oh, and here's these ferns too.
Yeah.
They're really cool. I think in relation to what you're saying about not knowing what we're doing anymore, I agree with that. And it's funny, you could say it in, I feel like that's a thing that is, when it's said, it's often in this tone of, I don't even know what I'm doing with my life anymore, like frustration and fear and stress and like feeling like you've wasted your time trying to figure it out, and for whatever reason you're not there. I feel like that's usually sort of how you hear that phrase.
Yeah.
But I agree. I feel that I don't really know what we're doing. But it's not in that way at all. Like, I feel so happy that we've done it. And I just also feel like, there's so many different layers of what doing this has done for me, and how much I feel like I've learned, and how much I feel like I've been able to put together. But pointing to any one of those things alone isn't the whole answer. It's just like a whole layered experience.
Yeah, I think the reason why I say that I don't know what it is because it's been fully synthesized into my being.
Right.
Get up 5 days a week and just do this. So it's like, how do you describe breathing,
Yeah,
yeah.
but we also know what breathing does for you, right? It brings oxygen to your lungs and
Sure, and
allows your body to function.
And I could describe that, for 52 weeks, we've walked 5 marathons around New York City, 131 miles a week, 7,000 miles total.
Sorry,
Yeah.
weird animal.
Like, I can describe that as well as you could describe the functions of breathing.
Right, but that's not, I feel like what it's doing is way more conceptual than just the physical nature. I mean, we still, we talked about our 4 pillars
Yeah.
a few weeks, maybe 2 months
Last
back.
quarter.
Yeah.
The switching of the quarters.
Right. And that's all related, but yeah, it's all kind of in this conceptual phase. It will be really interesting to reflect on that and put it into a container that we can share with people that's more than a feeling.
Yeah.